Well, could be some wishes coming true on the medical front. There is a new blood test called pTau 217, which could be a breakthrough in how Alzheimer's is treated.
Well, we have ARUP doctors Kelly Doyle and Heather Nelson here with us this morning to talk about, this is a big deal. How big of a deal is it to detect someone's Alzheimer's earlier than we can now?
It's a massive deal because, as we think about the 7 million Americans that are now currently living with Alzheimer's disease and the 34,000 Utahns that are living with Alzheimer's disease, you think about their diagnostic journey and the various appointments they had to make and the time that it took to get that diagnosis. Having the ability to diagnose much earlier can allow them to start down that journey of getting the appropriate treatment.
Yeah, what is pTau 217?
Yeah, that's a great question. So pTau 217, the P stands for phosphorylated, and tau is a protein that's on our neurons in our brain that helps stabilize them. And so we know in Alzheimer's disease, this tau protein becomes hyperphosphorylated, which is the P, and increases. So we're able to measure an increase in this phosphorylated tau protein in Alzheimer's disease. And ultimately, it causes a destabilization of the neuron and ultimately neuronal cell death, which is why we have that loss of cognitive function.
Well, detecting it early is key, but is there something that can slow it down or stop it yet?
So there are therapies that are now disease-modifying therapies that are becoming available. Some of those have actually received FDA approval, and they're continuing on clinical trials that are ongoing. So it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time to be involved with Alzheimer's disease research and treatment.
Wow.
So how new is this? How long have you been testing?
So the test that we actually launched this week. And so it's very new for us.
Yeah.
A few other labs have launched similar tests, but pTau 217 as a blood-based biomarker is really quite new. And this is the first test available in the state of Utah, or developed and brought forward in the state of Utah. So we're very excited.
Okay, so what happens, the test comes back, then where do you go from there?
Yeah, so with that test result, if it's positive, the patient has the opportunity to work with their physician to potentially qualify for one of these FDA-approved therapies, and if they get on it, then we've seen evidence that it can slow their cognitive decline. So it gives years back to their life, potentially, and better years, right? You have better cognitive function and enjoy that time with your family while you can.
Well, I think most Utahns know about ARUP as blood donations.
Right.
That's it, but you do a lot more.
Yes, our company is much larger than the blood donation side of things. We actually have over 3,500 different tests. We actually test for clinical laboratories and hospitals in all 50 states of the United States. And we have 4,500 employees. So it's a very big operation, and nearly 70,000 samples per day are coming through ARUP for testing of those 3,500 different tests.
So for this test, it's for people at 60 and older.
And it's just a blood draw, regular?
Correct.
That's correct. It's just a simple blood draw you can get at your family practitioner or an outpatient laboratory, and then it goes sent to the lab where we test it. Much better than alternatives, which are in neuroimaging. It's very hard to get into. It's very costly. Also, we have biomarkers in the CSF, but that requires a lumbar puncture, so a needle is getting inserted into the spinal canal. So the blood test offers a much less invasive, more cost-effective, and more accessible way to get tested.
How are you getting the word out, other than our little group of people that are visiting with us this morning? How are you getting the word out that this test is available and that it's this big?
Yeah. So we have a wonderful marketing team at ARUP Laboratories, and also we take the advantage to present these findings at national conferences and sometimes international conferences, so mainly through the literature and through presentations.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Breakthrough.
That's awesome. So what treatments are available once this test is taken, you're positive? Is it drug or other kinds of therapy?
Yeah, it's a drug. There's 2 FDA-approved drugs that are injectables. And so, yeah, this test can potentially qualify those patients for the drugs because you need to have some evidence, biological evidence, that you have an amyloid pathology.
Okay, and then you can make it happen. Okay, thanks so much for coming in and explaining it to us this morning.
Yeah, that's exciting news. All right.
We're going to take a quick